Clyde Property in Perth, award-winning letting and estate agents, proud sponsors of Saints TV.
Tell me, Kilmarnock away on Saturday, how are you feeling about it?
Well, I mean, we're going into the game with a lot of confidence, and that's due to the players, putting in good performances and getting good results over the last few games. They've showed a lot of character to bounce back from a poor run of results. So we go there looking to try and pick up 3 points again.
That's 4 wins from the last 5 games. What's that been down to?
It's been down to the players. I think individually, their performances have been better, and when that happens, as a group, you're better as well. We've looked more of a threat in the final third. I mean, I think one of the things that we could have improved on earlier in the season was the fact that we had good possession but never really created a lot. So I think we've improved at that end, and I think defensively we've been a lot more solid as a team. So when you do those things better, you get results.
And it's fantastic to think that possibly this weekend we could break into the top 6.
Yeah, that'll be good, and I say that's all down to the players and how they've responded, and they deserve all the credit, and a win puts us above Kilmarnock. But the main thing is to try and get another 3 points, and that's our main focus.
And Kilmarnock, a bit of a bad run recently, five defeats in a row, but then last week they drew with Partick Thistle.
Yeah, and I hope that doesn't start them. I mean, we ended our run by getting a draw at Partick Thistle. I hope that's not them starting on a winning run. They've had a good start to the season, hit a bad spell, but I keep saying that what happens in this league, you can quite easily turn it around. You can quite easily go the other way. But they've made some good signings. They've got a bit of quality in their team, and we've got to make sure we're right. And if we look after ourselves and are right on the day, we feel we can beat anybody.
In terms of injuries, how are we looking?
No fresh injuries. Lee Croft will come back in the squad from last week from his ban, and everybody else is fit.
Steve McLean, Tam Scobie still coming in with it, the first team for training sessions and stuff. How are they doing?
Well, they might actually join in like warm-ups and that with the squad either today or tomorrow. Failing that, it'll be the next week. So they're making good progress. They had some testing done this week, and we're just waiting on results back on that. And they're making good progress and should be ahead of schedule. But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, because people coming back from long-term injuries, there can be setbacks. But at the minute, touch wood, everything's going fine with them, and they're making good progress and should be back earlier than what we thought.
We're into December now. What would be, looking back, even from beginning with Luzerne, what's your analysis of the season so far?
Well, I think if you look at the season, Europe again was, I feel, a success, similar to last season. But we're obviously, after beating Luzerne, the expectation maybe was to get through against Spartak. We just came up a little bit short. I think the league campaign has, we started it well, and then we had a poor run. But the lads have responded really well, and I think we're sitting in a reasonably good position at the minute. Like anything, I mean, if I was sitting in 4th, I'd be wanting more. If I was sitting in 2nd, I'd be wanting more. So I think there's always more to come from any team, and we'll be looking to push on in December and in the new year.
And the under-20s game was cancelled yesterday, 7 minutes into the match against Dundee United. The topic of summer football, what's your take on that? Yeah, I didn't
get to it yesterday. I was travelling down to England to watch a game, and the weather was quite bad. And Callum sent me a text message that it cancelled after 7 minutes. I think there's fors, and there's reasons to look at it, and there's reasons to go away from it. I think maybe the clubs in the Champions League, like Celtic, that maybe would shy away from it in terms of that they have a big winter gap to fill up. But who knows what the perfect answer is? But certainly when you see conditions what we've got to train in this morning, with the wind and the rain and the sleet coming down, isn't ideal. It's not ideal for supporters in some of the conditions, but I think it has to be looked at. Overall, I think Barry Hearn coming out and saying a few choice words about how the game's run here might make the people at the top look at what they want to do and how they want to either structure the game or where we try and take the game forward.
And someone going to warmer climates, a former St Johnstone manager, Owen Coyle, taking up the job at Houston Dynamo in the MLS. Do you see yourself at some point in your managerial career going and working abroad?
It's something that I would like to experience. and in America, I think as well, in terms of if you look at climate and lifestyle would be a nice choice of a country to go and work. But at the minute, I'm totally focused on what I've got to do here. But yeah, Frit and Billy McKinley's gone with David Moyes as well out to Spain. So I think managers and coaches would like to test themselves, and if it was abroad, I mean, I would have. It would be something I would, take up the challenge of.
Just finally, I've seen a few Christmas jumpers worn by the St Johnstone players coming in this morning. Have you seen any of them at all?
I thought that was Brian Graham's normal jumper. He does get a bit of stick about his gear, probably worse than mine, which is saying something. But there's the usual suspects. I actually don't know with some of them if it's Christmas or it's just their normal jumpers. Tom Scobie's another one that struggles with his clothes. I think he's a bit of a clothes dyslexic, Tom, in fact. Chrissy Miller thinks he's, well, other than Jim White, he thinks he's a male model. So, but there's a few of them. There's a few of them. Their gear is pretty bad all summer or all year. So wearing a Christmas jumper makes no difference to some of them.
Cheers, Tommy. Thank you.
Cheers.